Good morning, welcome back to the greenhouse. I thought today I'd have a go at planting a few peas. Now I don't want to go planting them as you normally would in little pots or straight in the garden because the ground's a bit damp in some places. So I thought today we could have a go at planting them inside these rather nice binoculars. Toilet rolls, the centre's out of them. We all have them, we all throw them away, they end up in the bin, when in actual fact these are first class plant pots for things like peas, sweet peas, in fact anything that needs a bit of extra depth on it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mix together some of the old compost that I've had lying around, a bit of the old growing medium out of the old tomato plants, and a bit of perlite. Now perlite's great stuff because it absorbs moisture. So by popping this into the plant pots, you're holding a bit more water than what you normally would, so you don't have to water them quite so often, and they keep the roots nice and damp, and peas do like their roots a little bit damp. So we'll sort it out, get them planted up and see what you think. Now you might wonder, how are we going to keep all these wonderful binoculars together? Well, we're going to use some metal trays that I got my rather nice Asda spatchcock chicken served up in. So rather than throw them away, I use them again. I use them for seed trays, I use them for barbecue trays, I use them for feeding the birds in, absolutely anything. They're marvellous, and they're a bit of a throwaway. Now there's no holes in the bottom and I don't want to put any in, so I'll just keep my eye on it that when these are in here that they don't get too wet. And there's a very technical way of working that out. You pick it up and you have a look and you go, oh, that's not too wet, and you put it back down again. So anyway, we'll pack a few of these up and see what you think. So you can see now all I'm really doing is just packing it in. Put your hand over the bottom because you don't want it coming out again, nice and firm. Get it in nice and packed because, you know, they do like a nice firm root bed. Leave it a bit low in the top, so when you put the seed in you can put another bit on the top. So I'll pop a few of these in together, put them in the tray, then put the seeds in at the last minute, give it all a good watering, Bob's your uncle. So there we are again. I mean, the great thing about these is, you know, with them being cardboard, they just rot in the ground, so they're actually contributing towards next year's soil. Great stuff. So I'll pack a few up, try them in. Now I'm also going to have runner beans grown in these. I'm going to have sweet peas, I'm going to have a few ordinary broad beans. Now I do know people that have also grown their carrots in these. Put the carrot seed in and then they plant them. And by the time the carrot gets to a reasonable size, the paper's all rotted and it just falls off. But it's a great way of getting a head start in your greenhouse. And if you haven't got a greenhouse, you know, there's nothing to stop you still doing this and just popping them on a seed tray in the window, in the kitchen maybe, by the window if you've got if you're very posh, you know, if you're from Jesmond or somewhere and you have a conservatoire, you could stick them in a conservatory. And again, as long as they're kept moist and warm, your seeds will germinate, the peas will germinate. Oh look, this is the luxury version from Gosford. They'll grow, and once they get to a good size and the weather's fine, you just get them out into your garden. And you can't really go wrong with it, you know. Well, I mean, you could forget to put the seeds in. Now, I'm not saying I've ever done that, but I have. Looking down. So here we are, as you can see, just pop 2 or 3 of them in then. Maybe it's not touching each other. You don't want them to rot, you know, but you don't mind them having a little bit of a cuddle. Now I know there'll be some who'll go, no, they'll never grow. Geordie, they'll never grow. But you know what? I do it like this every year and they grow just fine, just fine. Get lovely healthy crops of peas throughout the whole year. And what I can't eat all at once just goes in the freezer. So as we said before, put a bit of extra on the top, fill them up almost to the very top. The perlite will hold the moisture in for you. The old compost is nice and dry. The fresh compost got some nutrient in it. Tuck it down inside, make them nice and cuddly. Cuddly, you know what cuddly is? Snuggly, very snuggly. So I thought I'd just give you a quick look at what we've got grown here, because you've seen me planting now. And you can see those seeds I put in a few weeks ago in the buckets to give me nice fresh greens. that's them coming through now. So within another week or two, well, yeah, a couple of weeks, I'll be picking little fresh microgreens, as they're called these days in the expensive shops. And these are all the seedlings I put in. You can see I've got the cabbages in there. That's starting to come through there now. There's purple sprouting broccoli in there. You can see that. Plenty of that in there. I've got black kale in there as well. Good variety, negro, very strong, grows in just about anything. That's Death Corner down there. Give them a drink anyway. And then over this side here, we've got more on the grow. A few daffodils coming up. We've got some broad beans in pots in the corner. Kale, going to be plenty of kale plants this year. That's a lovely tub of spinach, and you can see just coming through now. And these greens we're actually eating now. And there's a few of those goes on the salads each day. And you know what? They are absolutely lovely. I'll just have a wee bit now. Very, very nice. And on the top, bought from B&Q because I want some instant colour. But you can see the likes of the night scented stocks coming in now. And what we've got in there, cabbages, red drumhead, again. They've only been in about a week or so. Sweet peas coming up there. The sunflowers are starting to come through. I love me sunflowers. And then over here, these are peppers, mixed peppers, multicoloured, just for the fun of it. And this is where we're getting all my sunflowers from. Remember last year I grew those amazing things? Well, they're still here. They're enormous, and I'm planting hundreds of the things. And my intention is that this year I'm going to encourage all my neighbours to plant sunflowers. And I'm going to do that by growing them all myself in lovely little pots and then knocking on their door and saying, do you fancy some sunflowers? And that's what I'm going to do.